everybody? Welcome to Chicago. Here we are once again. And we're just 12:05. The winds picked up out of nowhere. It was funny because I was really warm this morning walking around there on TikTok, and now I said, oh, I'll leave the jacket. It's 66 degrees, and then I step outside and this wind's out of nowhere. Hey, how's it going, Dolores? Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, we'll just head through the loop here. I want to see how the lines are doing here at the polling places here. We went by one of the super voting sites there that was open for early voting. We saw it earlier this week, but then it's open. Today's the actual election day. Happy election day here, November 5th, 2024 here. We'll cross Michigan Avenue. We'll just head through the loop here on voting day here. How's it going, Chris? Yeah, you're on your way to vote. That's great, Chris. Thanks for exercising. You're right. As an American there, Diane. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody else that voted, thanks for expressing your opinion either way. And here we'll leave Michigan Avenue. See, I'm always empathetic to. I feel for her. She sees a live streamer and she's like, this guy's gonna film my skirt flying up in the air, and it's got to be hard wearing a skirt on a windy day. She probably, just like me, didn't expect for the wind to pick up. It wasn't this windy this morning, and then all of a sudden here, but I'm in a public street here. She's in the public gaze. I got to head this way, so I'm not voyeuristically just following this woman because she's wearing a skirt. Hey, how you doing there? Thanks for doing it. That's great. So hey, people saying hello here. Here we got the Broken English Taco Pub. People are saying hello here. Hey, how's it going there, Diane and Mackenzie, Dolores? I know. You hear what I'm saying, Mackenzie? These women are braver than I am, and I know. I'm a heterosexual man. I can't help but notice, women in their short skirts. It's just part of daily life. I think we all can get over this. I just have to be all conscious of my surroundings here. Here's Elephant Castle. We're just Harold Washington College. I think Harold Washington College is one of the polling places here. We'll head over. I know we're kind of retracing our steps here. I don't see anything going on there. Here, let's go past the. We'll go past the marquee for the Chicago Theater. I kind of filmed it from afar, but we didn't go right by it. I wanted to see what the front of this says. I know they're doing Annie at the Chicago Theater. Hey, John James, how you doing there, Sharon? Chris from East Lansing, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. And everybody else here. So here, Harold Washington College here. We'll head across here. And hey, they're working on Lake Street, so it's going to get really loud here. We'll check the construction progress. They've been working on Lake Street here for months. They were across the street, and now they're down here. So it's really loud here. State Lake, people going up to there's the security office. How you doing? How you doing? So here's the Chicago Theater here. We got 15 seconds to get across here. We'll cross State Street. See, they've been working on that side for a long time. And they're moving down Lake Street. They're working on underneath here. Look at this trench here. Here's the city that works here. Look at that. Yeah, they're digging up the streets here. Lake and State. Here comes the L train. Hey, Sean Healy presents Dreamcatcher, November 6th. Dreamcatcher is going to be at the Chicago Theater. I saw they changed that. I won't. We'll continue down Lake Street here. See, there's Macy's. We already filmed that. How you doing? Hey, how you doing? That's great. There's ESPN. Here's Channel 7 News. Let's see if they're filming the lunch hour news. See, they still haven't replaced the. Somebody threw a rock at the, and they're not even newscasting here. So here's the Chicago Theater. Luck Inside, 7 Doors World Tour. Their Dreamcatcher there at Chicago Theater. Well, here we'll head down Lake Street under the L tracks, and we'll go right over to that voting site we were at this morning because I want to see how long the line is, if it's still as long as it was this morning, or if it's a little, in case anybody's looking to take a break on their lunch hour to get in line to vote if you're working downtown. Christopher Dotson, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for tuning in there. Denise, how you doing there? Yeah, thanks for saying hello. Candy Kane, how you doing there? Yeah, hey, Chicago misses you. Thanks, Candy Kane and Michael Rodriguez. Thanks, everybody sharing. Thanks for tuning in here. So we'll see what happens later today. In the elevator coming down, people were like, we don't expect to know tonight. I doubt we'll be able to go to sleep tonight with knowing the winner of the election is so close. I'd be surprised if it's that decisive before everything gets counted. And I know the media wants to always be the first one to call the election either way. They won't be able to call it once California closes there. And yeah, the line's still pretty long here. This is where we were at this morning. So welcome to Chicago. We're at Dearborn and Lake. The line stretched around the corner this morning. It still stretches around the corner. So we'll cross the street. Yeah, that's the line's as long as it was this morning as it is now. It actually was a little longer this morning. It went just beyond the Goodman marquee sign there for the Goodman Theater. We're at Dearborn and Lake here. We'll cross the street here. And we'll film this line here for the. Oh, look at that! Wow, look at that one wheel. Or that's a unicycle. Hey, welcome to the city here. Yeah, lines are going to be long. How's it in New York City? There is it pretty. A lot of people out voting. Yeah, I know you're going to vote later today. I heard that there. So here we'll get across the bike lane. Look at these lines. This is great. All these people exercising their right to vote. This is great. People waiting in line, taking the time to vote. Isn't this great? So many people voted early. Thanks to everybody that voted early. And then people that are voting today. It still matters if you vote today. And so many people are posting videos themselves voting. So what I'm going to do is we'll follow this line. Welcome to Chicago. Here we are on Dearborn Street. Here's one of the super site. You can, from any precinct, you can, if you're working downtown, you can vote here. They're handing out guides. They're handing out guides so you can know what you're voting on, what the issues are, and who the candidates are. So we'll start it here. There goes, welcome to Chicago. Yeah, there's the green line. We're on Dearborn Street, just north of Randolph. We're underneath the Goodman Theater, and we're going to head up to Lake Street where that L train went by. And here's where that guy just got in line, so he's going to wait here. And this is the line to vote. Election Day 2024. How you doing here? Thanks. How you doing there? Appreciate it. Thanks everybody for tuning in here. We're on YouTube. And look how they got the statues, the Goodman Theater. They restored this. This has been a theater here for a long time, but in different forms. And look how long this line is. This is great. Yeah. See how there's a bike path right here? Go see in an hour there. Yeah, you're busy at work. Yeah, you got to work. I understand. here, Lake. Hey, we got the news media here. We'll get the L train there. Look at that orange line. But look at this line. This line now, the line's gotten much longer since I just left there. It got about 20 people joined the line here. Here's the line to vote here. One of the major super site locations here in Chicago, and the actual polling place here is at Lake and Clark Street, just across from the former Thompson Center, which is now being renovated for the new Google. Yeah, there's people out here. They're making sure people don't block the exits and entrances to the parking garages here. Hey, that's a smart person. You bring a stool there. That's good. Yeah, that's if you're gonna have to wait in these long lines. If you can bring a stool or something to sit on, an umbrella. Luckily, the rain is holding off right now, and we might get some more rain later today. But right now, it's not raining. And if you just joined, we're in Chicago. Look, the Loop Super Site here. People are waiting to vote here, and commend all these people for waiting in this long line, exercising their right to vote here, make your voice heard. Early voting here, but it's not early today. Today's the actual election day. You could have voted here weeks before this, and we showed that. Here it is, early voting here. See, we're right across from this is the Clark and Lake station here. Easy to get to by transit here. Here, they're letting people in here. The voting site here. There it is. Here. Hey, look at there it is. Look at all the people exercising their right to vote there. Loop Super Site. And they got security. They got a lot of nice security there from Chicago police there, making sure there's no craziness going on, so people feel secure, exercising their right to vote. Here, we'll go by the Thompson Center. We were just here this morning. I know I'm kind of retracing my steps. I just wanted to see how that line was. And there goes. I can't tell what type of train that is. It says non-service. Hey Dave, how's it going there? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to YouTube here. Master, how you doing there? Cloudy, yeah, it's rainy today in Chicago here. It's rainy. Daryl, how you doing there? Blue Island, that's great. Thanks for tuning in. So 12/18, November 5th, Election Day 2024. Look at the Thompson Center. Google's renovated. You can look right underneath there. They got the scaffolding. They're demoing it full scale here. We'll cruise by the Daily Plaza again. It's amazing how quickly they're setting up the Kris Kringle Market, and I know people are ready for that to open here. We'll rush to get across the street here before the light changes. And City Hall's there on the right. Is there any other big giant polling places? I think there was a line out by the Cook County building here, but I don't know if it was the vote or for something else. And there was some protest activity yesterday, so we'll see what's happening today. But hey, we're just tootling through the loop here on a rainy day, nothing big. Yeah, I was talking to Chris this morning. I think the Canadian National Christmas train is going to make a few stops in the suburbs of Chicago. I think the western suburbs and Gurnee. I don't think it's going to come into the city. That's going to be later this month, in the beginning of December. So maybe people in the Chicagoland area will be able to catch that Canada holiday train. It'll be all decorated for Christmas. Here's the Kris Kringle Market. So this is one of the tents where we've gone inside. It gets really crowded, where they play music, and the booths here that they set up for the Kris Kringle Market, Daily Plaza here. And they're setting it up as we speak. They're making really good, fast progress, setting up the little booths and stuff right across from City Hall here. Look at the columns. So here we'll head further down into the loop here. We'll see if we can find another polling place here on election day. This guy's always standing here. I'm sure he's eager to find out the outcome of this election. Clark and Washington, the Burnham Center. Here's the First United Methodist Church here. There. Daily Plaza. Yeah, Chicago is getting ready for the holidays. Finally, we here we'll head across this way. There's her friend there. How you doing there? And yeah, we'll head down Clark Street a little bit here. So there's not as much activity as there was yesterday. There was protest activity in front of the Cook County building, and there was a line. I thought it was early voting, and maybe that's what it is. Since today's the actual election day, they shut down that early voting place, and you got to go to your real polling precinct in your neighborhood or that super site there where anybody can vote depending on your precinct. And that's why the line was so long. There's the rare coins. Here, let's see if we can check out these coins here. Of course, the light's about to change here, so we should be able to cross here. Look at this beautiful. So, even though this is a commercial building, they got a church here, and we've gone inside there, the First Methodist Church. Let me see. I've done this before. Let's see how my connection holds out. I just want to show people that right here at the bottom, they got the Chicago Temple here, First United Methodist Church here, and usually it's open. Let's check it out here. I'll kind of be quiet here, use my golf voice. Look at this nice vaulted ceiling here. This is the First Methodist Church here in Chicago. So here's the sanctuary inside the First Methodist Church. I think my connection cut out a little bit. Hopefully we're back here. This is the First Methodist Church right in the loop here, and there's a chapel at the top, but we're not going to be able to get to the top, but we can check out this. And I think that's artificial light coming through the windows there. First Methodist Church here. Look at this amazing detailed ceiling. And this is right in the heart of the loop. When they built this is a really old church. And then they utilized their location and built commercial space above their church. And then they built a chapel and a steeple at the top. When this was completed in the 1920s, this was the tallest church in America. And it still might be, I don't know. Look, they got a little kids area here. First Methodist Church here. And then here's the elevator lobby that connects to the commercial space above First Methodist Church. Look at that ceiling. Look at this beautiful architecture, this vaulted ceiling here. And this is the Chicago Temple, the First Methodist Church here in Chicago. Yeah, it's a skyscraper. It shows you location, location, location. They realized they still want to keep this location as a church. Look at the mixed multi-use. It still functions as a church, but there's also commercial space with an elevator bank, and then they got that amazing chapel at the top. And there are videos and TikToks of that. Here's the Harlan J. Burke rare coins. They got all these nice windows with rare coins here. Look, they got fossils. They got all kinds of fossils and trilobites. Look at those ancient fossils there. Look at these rare coins here. Ancient coins here. Of course, you can buy gold and silver here at the Harlan Burke rare coins here, right in there. Look at these old ancient coins, $18. They're like from the time of Christ there. And yeah, all these silver dollars, Look at these giant coins. There's a giant penny. Hey, it's got Gerald Ford on a coin. I didn't know Gerald Ford. We got Republican and Democrat buttons. Look, Adlai Stevenson, McCarthy, George Wallace for president. Look at these rare FDR, Kennedy buttons. You see these buttons here, 5, 10, 20. You can buy old Republican scripts there. Look at these little vessels. They got all kinds of interesting stuff here at this coin place. This is on Clark and Calhoun. Calhoun's a mid-block street. Look at this ancient stuff they got. They got ancient rings. They got, look at this stuff. This is like from Mesopotamia. Look at these ancient clay, Persian, bronze, Greco-Roman bracelets. They got bracelets. Look at this Egyptian stuff. Wow. Look at that. There I am. So you can see me in the mirror. How you doing there? Brian Ray, Chicago with Nefertiti here. But hey, we'll keep on going. Yeah, there's always something to see. It's wild that there's a church and a skyscraper, and then there's the rare coins there. Now you see why I like living in the city. There's always something to look at. There's always something to see. There's always something to do. Never a dull moment. And look, people getting their hair cut at lunchtime. Just signs of daily life here on election day. Life goes on. And we'll find a way to go on here. Hey, Lambie T, how you doing there? Thanks for saying hello there. And Michael Anderson, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah. I know I cut out there for a second. Usually when I get in those thick walls, some of those older vintage skyscrapers, we have problems like that. But we got wind here, so I'll duck over for a second. We'll check out the LaSalle Street, and then we'll start circling back. Just taking a little cruise through the loop here. So yeah, we saw they're doing construction here on Clark Street. They got serious road work there, and I think on, when was that, last week we walked through there, or was that yesterday? I don't even know. I'm losing track of the days there. Anna Marie, how you doing? Everything's blending together. Hey, they're getting out the winter stuff here. Monroe, Canali. Here's another church. This is another church right in the heart of the loop. It's called St. Peter's and Change there. Sorry, sir. There, St. Peter's in the Loop here. St. Peter's in the Loop. I said it wrong. St. Peter's in the Loop. I don't think it's open today. We've gone inside here before a lot of times on Ash Wednesdays and stuff. People will, how you doing there? Look at this beautiful church here. And so the first church we went into was Methodist. This one was Catholic. This one's Catholic. St. Peter's Catholic Church. St. Peter's in the Loop. A lot of times on Ash Wednesday, you'll see a line out the door here both ways. There'll be lines both ways. That's why they built that parish, to serve people that work in the Loop, and that's why people are there at lunchtime just saying prayers. And a nice peaceful spot here in the center of the Loop here. We're on Madison Street at LaSalle, very important intersection, Madison and LaSalle, at least historically. And that's why all these amazingly dense commercial buildings here. And we'll head down LaSalle Street, and we'll check out the Board of Trade here. Look at that. Mojave Desert, D. Michael, thanks for tuning in there. How you doing there? Yeah, Pete, Hazlet, Michigan. Yeah, Chicago loves you, Anna Marie. Thanks for tuning in there. There you see the curve of the Chase. And, you know, if you catch this early in the morning, sometimes the light comes at an angle and hits that negative space there for that St. Peter's in a loop and makes it really interesting shadows and thing like this. Here, never ending what is this? Chance the Rapper and Patchett. Chicago Library Foundation Awards there. Christina Henriquez. There we go. But here we're on LaSalle Street here. I'll probably only stay on here for a block. I'm not going to go too far. I'm not going to go all the way. I was trying to go that way, but there's traffic, so we'll stay here on the sidewalk. Howdy do, Board of Trade. Amber, how you doing there? Did I miss you? There we go. So here we can go right in the middle of the street here. This is LaSalle Street, the historical financial part of Chicago. Of course, the Board of Trade. So many movies were filmed here. And here we'll see this car's trying to make a left here, I think, or just trying to figure out what I was doing. But look, they got these archways over the alleys. See, they're converting a lot of these. This used Millennium on LaSalle. So this used to be a bank, and now it's residential. They're converting it. They're putting a pool on the top. The conversion of the older commercial real estate around LaSalle Street to residential, and this is happening in New York City too. I think, Christopher, you've alluded to it. Other people have alluded to it. How a lot of the commercial space in Manhattan's being converted to residential, the same as in Chicago, because we don't need as much commercial space, because people's residential space is now commercial space because people work from home. Even if they live in the loop right next to their office, they'll work from home. And that's some of the people I work with. Here's some construction here. We'll try to head across here. And we'll leave the Board of Trade here. And looks like they got the street closed off here. Let's see what's happening here. There's this little plaza in front of BMO there. Board of Trade, Missouri statue. Wow, that's a nice shirt. I like that. Here, let's, yeah, they got, this is the BMO bank here. They got, they're doing some road work here on Monroe here. So, city at work. There's always some construction going on here. I don't want to overly film the construction workers get nervous. They think I'm like working for OSHA or something. And I'm just live streaming scenes of the city, construction work here. I like stuff like this, just scenes of daily life, the city that works here, and they're really keeping an eye on me. That's why I know I wouldn't want to be filmed when I'm at work either, but they're in the public gaze. It's hard to work out in the public here because people are looking at you all the time. But here we'll head by the Chase Plaza here. This is center of the loop, Chicago, Clark and Monroe Street. And Election Day. There, look at that curve. Yeah, great hand. So there's the Federal Plaza here. Wait for traffic to change here. I gotta stay on this side. I don't want to head back that way. We've already gone that way. I want to head this way. And so there's the Endless Steel building. You got a really nice view to the Endless Steel building. We've talked about that. Mid-century modern SOM. We'll go by the Italian Village here and we'll check out construction progress here on the Chase Plaza. I don't know what they're doing to it completely. There we go. We got the light. There's Clark Street looking south. Federal Plaza's down that way. There's Clark Street looking north up to the Thompson Center. We were just there. We'll go by this Walgreens here, Monroe, and Clark Street. Italian Village. Hey Lorraine, how you doing there? John James. Yeah, the Italian Village here. This is a nice, very long-lasting Italian restaurant right here. Chicago's oldest Italian restaurant. I That's what it says right there. Happy hour. Italian Village here. Hey, Bar Soto, there you go. How you doing? Yeah, we'll head straight over to Millennium Park, 12:35. Same stuff we always see. There's some people standing at the corner here. We're at Dearborn and Monroe Street. Still got some fall decorations here. There we got a few seconds to get across here. Dearborn Street looking south to Federal Plaza. There's the, yeah, if we walk down this way, we'll get a nice vista to the Calder statue there. Let's check that out. And then we can go by the, hopefully my connection will hold out. We'll go by the Art Institute to see what's shaking out that way. Overcast in the Mojave Desert, 66. We got almost the same temperature. I don't know if you're getting rain. We're getting rain. We got about 66 degrees and overcast here in Chicago. That's unusual that when the Mojave Desert has the same weather as Chicago, especially in early November. But we might, you know, it'll be a little cooler the rest of the week, but I think the sun's supposed to come out. We'll be in the 50s. There you can see the Calder statue. I'll get you a better view to it. It's called the Flamingo. There's the Palmer House Hilton down that alley. Here's the Blue Line Monroe stop here. We got 1237. Citadel. Yeah, he moved to Florida there. Peter Griffith, or not Peter Griffith's from the Family Guy, Griffith, I forget his first name. He's a big giant hedge fund guy, but he moved to Florida because the taxes are cheaper. But the Citadel still has a presence here, 131, the giant hedge fund. But you know, he did donate money for the bike path, and he does philanthropy. So wow, look at the Federal Plaza. Looks interesting. I think it's just because of the wetness. But there's the Calder statue. There's the Calder Flamingo statue in the Federal Plaza. There's the Marquette building. We go inside there, that nice lobby. There's the Federal Plaza, the Mies van der Rohe post office. And then you can see the top of the Board of Trade. There you can see the Sears Tower. Look at the Sears Tower there. What a nice view to the Sears Tower, the Willis Tower, whatever you want to call it there. Downtown Chicago. Thanks for tuning in here. New Mexico has massive fog. Now the sun's out. Oh, burned off that fog. Hey, here's Burkhoff. So there goes a police officer, or a police cruiser. Yeah, unfortunately, we lost a Chicago police officer. Was killed last night in a, what I understand, I don't know much about it. I just saw a brief clip on it in the morning news. I think there was a traffic stop, and I think they apprehended the suspect that tried to flee, and they, but it was, it's always tragedy. I feel for the family of the fallen police officer. Of course, the police commander and the mayor have already made a statement, and there's Burkhoff's. And I know there was a protest yesterday against police violence, and then there's violence against the police, and that's what I said this morning. Two wrongs don't make a right. Of course, we're against police violence, and we're against violence against the police. You got to respect the law, even if the law is not enforced consistently, and that's the hard part, you know, and these endless confrontations that lead to tragedy. And Second City deserves a first-rate drink. There you go. Get on the big bus. Hey, they're still doing tours here. So you're welcome to Chicago. We're down on State Street. The southern end of State Street is a lot emptier than the northern end. You see how many empty storefronts there are. That's a power plant. That's a central power plant that feeds some of the buildings, provides it with heating and cooling there in the loop. Here, we'll cross State Street. There's some police sirens up there, so I don't know what's going on up there. Here you can see down to the Harold Washington Library. And you see how this entire building's vacant. And I hope this, I mean, that could become housing if someone could invest in it. That could become a great location. Look at this view to the Sears Tower here. We're looking west on Adams Street. and hopefully that could be some adaptive reuse. But we'll see what happens going forward here. State and Adams here. It was windy. You camped in Albuquerque? Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Christopher. I know. That's why we saw that protest there. It was against police violence. But I know you deal with it worse than I do. Driving while black is a real thing. Me as a overly privileged white man with long hair, hippie hair, it doesn't compare. I know I don't experience the world the same way as people of color or minorities do, and so I'm empathetic. I was an ally and supporter of Black Lives Matter, but I'm torn because in the city of Chicago, it doesn't excuse violence against the police either, and I think you would agree with that. No one wants good, upstanding police officers. And it's, you know, fortunately, we're living through an era where finally police officers are being tried in the court of law. And especially in Chicago, this city, that did not used to be the case. And that's why the Laquan McDonald case was such a big deal in this city and actually caused Rahm Emanuel not to run for re-election, which is amazing. And so change is slow, but hopefully things will get better. Thanks for your perspective, Christopher. And we'll continue to talk about it. Here, I'm trying to run the. It's impossible to be neutral on these things. You know, it's a hard situation, and I know you talk about it. I talk about it. We'll continue to talk about it. It's good we're talking about it. Here's Miller's Pub. Because for so long, people just didn't talk about these issues, or at least not enough. And I know some people are tired of talking about them, but that's why we got to keep doing it. Oh yeah, some of the cops were really bad in the past. We've seen some of the egregious abuses, and that's why hopefully things are slowly getting better. But unfortunately, change always comes too slow. We got some wind here. I know it's hard to hear me here. We're gonna head right to the Art Institute here. My connection holding out here. So here, Route 66, Adams Street's Route 66. We'll go past the begin sign for Route 66. It's right over here, and you see how this frames with the Art Institute of Chicago, the art museum right here on Michigan Avenue. Yeah, it just takes one officer to ruin it for the rest of, just like minorities shouldn't be painted with a broad brush if, you know, some minority did something horrible. You know, it shouldn't reflect badly on all minorities. Same with if there's a few bad cops that ruin it for all the good cops that have families and are just trying to do what's best for their community, and it's a different way to serve, you know. I'll get away from this because the more I talk about it, I'm sure I'm going to say something. I'll stumble into misspeaking and say something wrong. Here's, I'm trying to find the Route 66 begin sign. And here it is, historic Route 66. So thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. Here, Route 66 is the begin sign. You see how well, it's actually not the begin sign. This is the first sign along the route that says Route 66. You see how people stuck their stickers. The begin sign's over there, so we'll go check it out. You see how it lines up. Adams lines right up with Michigan Avenue. We got the lions here, the famous lions on either side of the Art Institute. And we'll cross the street here. We get the light here. And yeah, here it is. Here's the begin sign of Route 66. You see how it lines up right with the Sears Tower. You see here's the begin sign, Route 66. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Look at that. Begin historic Route 66. Look at that. And this is right at Adams and Michigan Avenue, right across from the Art Institute of Chicago. Look at that. Yeah, get your kicks on Route 66. Oh, your girlfriend took a picture? Yes. Oh, you took one at Santa Monica, so you took one at both ends. Johnny Rockberry, that's great. See, yeah, here's the Begin Route 66 sign here. And then they got they got another, they just added this when they did that this summer when they had these NASCAR street race. Here's the Route 66. This is new. This probably wasn't here when you took that. And they got the start of the trail, Main Street of America. Get your kicks on Route 66. And yeah, you know, I lived here for years and I did not know. I generally knew it started in Chicago, but I didn't realize it was right across from the Art Institute, right on Michigan Avenue, downtown Chicago. And yeah, some people try to follow the whole route, do what you did, take pictures at both ends. It goes to Santa Monica, California, went through New Mexico and Arizona and Oklahoma and Kansas, and the tip, just barely, mainly goes through Missouri to Oklahoma. I think just like a little small tip of it goes through Kansas City here. But here we'll head up Michigan Avenue. Hey, good. Here's a polling place right here. Here's a polling place right here on Michigan Avenue. That's good. They're encouraging people to vote. That's great. Thank you for speaking your truth too. We need perspectives like you, and that's why I'm for a multicultural, diverse America where we all have a say. I'm not for this assimilation to a dominant cultural, we're all supposed to assimilate to a certain, people define America a certain way. That's how it was done in the past. You had to assimilate to a, I joke, this is my personal, because, you know, I have one side of my family's Catholic, the other side's Protestant. Historically, the main line of American cultural, the blue bloods, it was white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. And that's what, you know, white nationalism, some people are on that side of that debate. I'm generally against white nationalism because, come on, we've moved on. Since the movement in the 60s, you know, just think of women's rights, handicap rights, LGBTQ rights, African American rights, and Latino, Hispanic, Chicano culture. You know, it's just, and we still should celebrate European heritage. I filmed the Columbus Day Parade. I filmed the St. Patrick's Day Parade. That stuff's, well, you know, we're not ruining or replacing people. You know, I support what my Jewish American friends are going through, what my Muslim American friends are going through. I know the Palestinian-Israeli conflict's hard. I filmed the Palestinian protest. I filmed the DNC. I did not get to Milwaukee to film the Republican convention. I had intentions to, but I didn't make it up there. Here's the Chicago Athletic Association. It's beautiful. So here, let's go check out the Christmas tree here. Here, the Willoughby Tower, we went inside there, so it's all the vaulted lobby here. You know, right where we're at here. We got 10 minutes for me to get back to work here. They're making sure people, hey, they're doing something here. How you doing? How you doing? So we're back to Madison Street, Madison and Michigan here. We'll cross over here and we'll go by the Bean really quickly, and then we'll check out this Christmas tree and I'll head back to work here. I know I filmed it 3 times in 2 days, but people are, you might have missed it the first time there, and some people want to see it live. And we'll be filming this much more as we head into the Christmas holiday season, because the ice skating rink will be going, and then they'll have holiday lights and they'll light up that Christmas tree. Yeah, there's not as many office workers at lunch than there used to be. I've worked in downtown Chicago for 26 years. Downtown used to be much more crowded at lunchtime before the pandemic. So many people from the suburbs, including people I work with, work from home, that they don't, the lunch crowd's not as crowded as it used to be. And several restaurants have closed down. Several businesses have closed down because we don't have the amount of commuter traffic from the suburbs. Now, there's still a pretty good lunch crowd, but it's just not as large as it used to be, because, and that's why downtown is becoming more residential, because there's all this empty commercial space and empty storefronts. And it's not just Michigan Avenue, it's all through the Loop, It's not just Chicago, other cities, LA, New York. I was in Texas, and the Texas cities were experiencing the same thing, just to a lesser scale. There's the Crown Fountain here. We got an ambulance turning the corner there at Washington and Michigan there. No, that's Madison. That's Madison and Michigan. Excuse me. I always confuse those there. So here we'll head up past the Bean here. Yeah, blah blah blah. That's me. No, I run into other people that live stream. They try to fill the dead airspace too, because I know this Gemini, he has a good thing going there with, he doesn't even talk over his lives, and he gets many more views than I do, so maybe I should just be silent. Good luck with that. Time is a distraction. Hey, very lucky guy, how you doing there? Yeah, very lucky guy there. I saw your comment. Thanks for commenting there. But hey, Johnny Roachberry, you got both sides of Route 66. Nice photo there. Hey, they're selling foods and snacks there. I think that sound was the, hey, they're doing handstands. Look at that. Yeah, getting that nice picture there in front of the Bean. Hey, it's always great seeing people gathered in front of the Bean here at lunchtime. And we were here this morning. There was nobody here because it was rainy. But even now with the overcast skies, we got a good group of people here. Hey, he's got some nice equipment there. Yeah, taking pictures there. Look at that. Hey, they got the music going on here. There's something going on here. They're playing Elton John. Yeah. This will be where the ice skating rink is in the few weeks from now. Hey, that's it. That'll put you to good music, this song here. Hey, there's a great Bean in Chicago. Yeah. Yeah, look at all these people. You see that you got the back up to give you enough space to get the full Bean in there with your photo there. So you have to get towards the edges there. That's good, Heather B. Yeah, see, that's why some people treat this as a radio station. And I know some people, they say, man, you talk a lot. And I said, well, because some people, you know, Chris and other people will be driving, and you can just treat it as a radio station here. And then if something crazy happens, you can tune in and see what you're missing, you know, or watch the rerun. There's the Great Bean of Chicago, 12:54, perfect time. So I'm going to head right back to work here. Crocodile Rock. So now I'm going to have to scrub that out of I won't be able to monetize this video, but there's always something going on. They have new tools where you can scrub out the song. Even though I don't want to scrub it out, I like Elton John's Crocodile Rock. It's such a fun song here. But here they got the cranes back, so here they're starting to put the lights on. This is why we keep going by this. Remember yesterday they had that giant crane there. This is the official Christmas tree that they moved here from Logan Square. They installed it yesterday before lunch, and now they got the smaller booms. Chris told me that these were called booms and not cranes, because see the men are on there, and they're putting the lights on the tree there. Look at that. Christopher, yeah, you saw the Bean while you're in Chicago. I'm glad you checked it out there. Well, yeah, you'll be coming back, so yeah. Thanks for checking out Chicago, and I'll get to New York eventually. I've been there before, I just haven't been there recently. Look at the, hey, there it is. There's the official Christmas tree of Chicago. They're setting up the lights. So here's an in progress. This is November 5th, 2024 Election Day. They're playing the Crocodile Rock over there at the ice skating rink, which is still not ice yet. And here's the official Christmas tree. They're starting at the top. They're starting at the top. See you, Lorraine. Yeah, see you 5. Yeah, isn't that nice? Look at that. So I guess they'll start at the top and they'll work their way down, and then they'll literally put 1 million lights on that thing. And we'll keep you posted if they ever test it out. They're gonna do it. Last year it was the Saturday after, the Saturday before Thanksgiving, when they light up Michigan Avenue is when they do a countdown. We caught it last year, and then they do fireworks, and they'll push the button and light all the lights there. And there'll be people ice skating. Jay, City Walking Girl, she covered it too last year. And yeah, the fire escapes. We're in the right city for fire escapes. We got some crazy fire escapes on these buildings and in the alleys, in the loop and south side, north side along the lake. You got some tall buildings with crazy fire escapes that go back to the 1920s. It's huge. And amazingly, the tree last year was larger. People are like, well, the tree's small this year. Well, compared to last year they got, that was like the largest tree I've ever seen them get. It came from the suburbs, I think. But this year they found one in Logan Square. There's the colonnade here. We're in Millennium Park here. I'm going to head back to work here. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll get you a nice view of the Wrigley building as we head up that last block there between Randolph and Lake Street on Michigan Avenue here. We'll go by that new Esta Loca, the It's Crazy restaurant. Hey, look at that nice mural they got at Frida. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Anna Marie. There's the Prudential building, the Aeon. We're on Randolph Street. There's no traffic, so I almost want to cross, but here comes, it's very rare for there to be this empty. Not any traffic on Randolph. I don't wonder what's happening here. I think we're about ready to cross the street here anyway, so we'll go to the proper place here and cross with the crosswalk here. Here comes a little Bigfoot. Electric cart there. So here, we'll cross here. See, they built this restaurant and then no one will lease it. I guess they didn't have a restaurant lined up. And then Esta Loca said, hey, we'll just move right there. There's Nederlanders. See, we were there earlier. But hey, that line was still pretty long. Hey, he's chasing out the pigeons there. That was good. Here comes some sirens. So there's something going on the loop. There was a lot of police going to state and around Washington there. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to check that. I don't wear a police scanner. I'm not a stringer. But if we encounter stuff, we film it. But here, Michigan Avenue, looking north towards the Wrigley building. It's windy. Thanks everybody for voting, expressing your right as a U.S. citizen here. Go by the Garrett's Popcorn here, 75 years of magic making. I'm going to head back to work. We'll see you on TikTok tonight after 5. Thanks everybody for tuning in here. We had a good discussion today, and we'll continue. Yeah, thanks Selena, John James, Anna Marie, Christopher Dotson, Michael Anderson, Tim Desmond. Yeah. Listen in the background. That's good. That's nice. More pictures of Dolores. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. The rain. Tim, we'll talk to y'all later there. And if I missed anybody, Krista, Heather B, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. We'll cross the street here and we'll head back to work here. 12:59, right on time. I'm getting lucky with the timing it just right there. But we'll see what happens tonight, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow, and then we'll be talking about it probably for till the end of time. There's the talking about the election results. So have a great day, everybody. Heather B, we'll see you. Christopher Dotson, we'll see you. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Talk to you later. Check out Christopher Dotson's page there. Michael Rodriguez, we'll see you. All right, talk to you later.